Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we start, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rikakadash, and double honor to those great meals from knowledge and truth, and also to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad. I like to say shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is The End is Near. So I like to say shalom to all that listen and learn. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the end is near, and not about rumors of wars are all over the place, constantly talking about what going nuclear, or talking about some type of nuclear attack. And Biden said that in a meeting, I think it was yesterday, that he said things is getting ready to go Armageddon. That's that last and final battle right before the great and glorious return of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So that about that we're here, it's all around us, and that about it, the stage is set, and that about it, all hell is getting ready to break loose. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly sign the crime, left and right, letting you know the impending danger. We are here. It is at the door. We're living in real time. And out hey, we're here. So all of a sudden, World War III can kick off. And everybody's talking about a submarine is missing in Russia. You know what I'm saying? That Poseidon missile. And everybody, is saying about, it's a possibility that, it could, they could nuke the eastern coast of America, which in fact, New York, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, all those major cities down through there. And everybody could check them out with that missile. And everybody, it's a waves of 1,600 tall waves, tsunamis. And everybody, hey, great death and great destruction is right upon us. And everybody, hey, said that Biden said he was not bluffing. And everybody, hey, we're here, So war's all in the air. And everybody, the warning cry has went out, warning before destruction. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is The End is Near. So before we get started, I got a few video clips. And at the video clips, we're going to start the lesson, and I hope that you get edified. And we get started with the first one.
Joe Biden has given a grave warning that the world is the closest it's been to nuclear war in the last 60 years. The US president made his most outspoken remarks so far after Vladimir Putin hinted at the possibility of using tactical nuclear weapons because Russia is suffering major setbacks in the war against Ukraine. One of Biden's most candid and alarming comments, he added Putin was not joking when he talks about the use of tactical nuclear weapons or biological or chemical weapons. And he warned this would lead to Armageddon. Joe Biden has given...
On Friday, Zelensky announced that Ukraine is applying for full membership in NATO on an expedited basis. What would happen if Ukraine were to join NATO? Well, by definition, there would be an immediate world war in which we would be a major participant. Article 5 of the NATO Charter, the Mutual Defense Clause, guarantees that would happen. That's not an opinion, that is a fact. And everyone knows it. And yet, remarkably, Democrats in Congress cheered it on. And we're quoting, "Ukraine's fight is the reason we formed NATO in the first place," said mouth-breathing Congressman Mike Quigley of Illinois. "I think we need to support this." "Oh, yes, we do." Nancy Pelosi, peering through the fog of her own senility, agreed. "I would be for Ukraine having a security guarantee," she said. "Oh, no problem." And of course, because he has no choice, whatever you think of him, Zelensky, who is the puppet of the Democratic Party of the United States, read from the same script. On Friday, Zelensky said he will accept nothing less than the removal of Vladimir Putin as the president of Russia. Watch.
Ukraine was and remains the leader of negotiation efforts. It is our country that always proposed to Russia to agree on coexistence on equal, honest, dignified, and fair conditions. Clearly, with this Russian president, it is impossible. He does not know what dignity and honesty are. Therefore, we are ready for a dialogue with Russia, but with another president of Russia.
So that's the demand. Putin must be removed from office. Putin, of course, has no intention of leaving. You would have to take him out. Now, you don't have to like Vladimir Putin. You don't have to like anything about Vladimir Putin. You can hate Vladimir Putin, and most Americans do. But you can still understand how totally deranged talk like this is. It's the definition of reckless. Consider their own descriptions. For years, Democrats and the defense establishment they control have told us that Vladimir Putin is crazy and evil, and he may be. Let's assume it's true. They've said it. Is that the man you want to publicly threaten with extermination? This is the man who controls more than 6,000 nuclear warheads. So if you push him hard enough, why wouldn't he use those nuclear weapons? Well, by their own description of him, he would. We would have a nuclear war. But let's say, as a best case scenario, you're able to kill Vladimir Putin before he could launch those 6,000 odd missiles against the United States or any other country. Where would that leave Russia, the country he controls?
Italian newspaper La Repubblica reports that NATO has sent an intelligence warning to its allies which states the Russian K-329 Belgorod nuclear submarine has been mobilized. Located somewhere in the Arctic Sea, fearing the submarine is looking to test the Status 6 Doomsday nuclear superweapon. The K-329 is armed with a superweapon, Status 6 Poseidon Oceanic Multi-Purpose System, also known as the Doomsday weapon. The nuclear torpedoes have an unlimited range and are impossible to track. Italian newspaper La Repubblica reports that NATO has sent an intelligence warning to its allies which states the Russian K-329 Belgorod nuclear submarine has been mobilized. Located somewhere in the Arctic Sea, fearing the submarine is looking to test the Status 6 Doomsday nuclear superweapon. The K-329 is armed with a superweapon, Status 6 Poseidon Oceanic Multi-Purpose System, also known as the Doomsday weapon. The nuclear torpedoes have an unlimited range and are impossible to track. Italian newspaper La Repubblica reports that... You guys hear about what Russia did all over TikTok? Check out this TikTok video. Russia is the first country to break this Antarctic treaty that all countries that supposedly go to war together all the time don't agree on all kinds of things, but all countries agreed not to touch Antarctica until now. Also remember that Russia and China just recently tied their currencies to real commodities, unlike our fake fiat currency that all the other countries used, backed by debt. They're splitting off from the world banks, and now this, Antarctica. Some groundbreaking truth that I'm sure you're already aware of is about to hit the mainstream, so don't be shocked when it happens.
The purge is actually happening. No, I'm genuinely not joking. So basically, a bill was passed in Chicago almost 2 years ago. It's taking effect in January next year, so pretty soon. Now, effectively what this bill does is get rid of the bail system. The reasoning for this is so money isn't a deciding factor if someone goes to jail or not, and studies have also shown that short-term detentions actually increase the likelihood of someone reoffending. Now, what does this mean? Well, here's the scary part. This means suspects charged with felonies, including murder, battery, robbery, even flipping kidnapping, will be released without bail. Basically, you can't get prosecuted or arrested for any of this stuff. However, in court, if they can prove that the person is a genuine danger to society and have 100% evidence against the crime, then they will be thrown in jail. Imagine the amount of people that are going to get off with murder and all of these terrible things. The State Attorney James Glasgow said this will be the end of days, meaning we're all screwed. I mean, it's pretty scary. Hit that follow button, I'll keep you updated.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. So we're very close to the end. The end is constantly approaching fastly. And everybody, Biden already said he is not, he's not playing. You know what I'm saying? He's serious. And now that Putin is getting ready to push those buttons. And everybody, hey, the Lord is putting the hooks in Russia's jaw. And everybody, we constantly warn you left and right. And everybody, hey, even Biden said, hey, it's going to be the end of the world. So we in the end game. And everybody also said that Russia and China had broken the Antarctic peace treaty, and everybody, they won't want to be no longer a part of the alliance, and everybody also they have started their own currency. They going back to the gold standard, and everybody, so a lot of things are changing, and everybody we seeing that all of the signs of the times, nations are rising against nations, rumors of wars are all over the place, and everybody at any given time, all hell would break loose. And but we already know once things go nuclear, then that's the end game. It's nothing going back the same. There's no coming back from it. But that is about it. What is coming is what? The kingdom of heaven, the world without end. Also, the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Also, Chicago is getting ready to pass that Safety Act, which in fact is the AKA the Purge Act for Chicago, so a lot of things are getting ready to go haywire. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lawless time that we have never seen before. So that about, I think they're going to start at January the 1st, 2023. And that about it, once that happens, they're going to be letting a lot of criminals out. So it's going to be, lawless time. So a lot of women will be getting raped. A lot of children will be taken. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a time of trouble that we have never seen before. And we constantly warn you left and right. So the stage is set. So this new world order is coming at a fast pace. And all they trying to start all this order out of chaos. And everybody, hey, men of the Lord, we're telling you left and right, we are here. It is at the door. So she get ready to try to perform his enterprise, which in fact is the new world order. It's unrighteous decrees. You know what I'm saying? Also, one word government, one word currency. Everything's getting ready to go digital. We constantly warn you left and right. The MOTB, it is here. It's at the door. Any given time. And everybody, hey, you must redeem the time wisely, and walk circumspectly and trust in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is the end is near. So we can start with today's lesson. Let's open up in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. And I hope that you get edified once again. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. And it reads, for the vision is yet for a appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, but not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So let's read that again. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. It's speaking loud and clear and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And everybody, it's not delaying. We're seeing it all around us. We're seeing all of the prophecies are coming to pass. And everybody, they are fulfilling. And everybody, we're in these times. We're in the end time. And everybody, it is here. It's very, very near. And everybody, hey, we're in this time. Jacob's trouble is getting ready to kick off. And everybody, hey, it's time to seek the Lord. So now, let's go to get another quick precept. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. And it reads, the second woe is past. Behold, the third woe come quickly. And everybody, we read upon what World War III is coming very fast and very quickly. And everybody keep talking about going nuclear. Keep talking about the PSA, about the West Coast could be attacked, a nuclear holocaust. And everybody, hey, the body count is going to be great. And everybody, we constantly warning you left and right. Great death, great mournings right upon us. You know what I'm saying? Sorrows. And everybody, hey, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. So now, let's open up the lesson. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 7, and we're going to start up at verse 1. Ezekiel chapter 7, one moment. Ezekiel chapter 7, we'll start up at verse 1, one moment. And it reads, the word that came to Salag, I'm in the wrong, in Jeremiah, Salag is Ezekiel, one moment. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 1, one moment. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, also, thou son of man, thus said the Most High unto the land of Israel, the end is come upon the four corners of the earth, the four corners of the land, Salaki. Verse 3, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense upon thee all thy abomination. Verse 4, and my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Verse 5, thus said the Almighty, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Verse 6, and evil is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come. Verse 7, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come that the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Verse 8, now I will shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense thee for all thy abomination. So we read upon judgment, and about, Lord is getting ready to bring that indignation, that fervent heat, and about, it's all sorts of calamities, all sorts of catastrophes are getting ready befall us, and about it because of what? the iniquities, you know what I'm saying? The sin, you know, had reached into the heaven. And everybody, hey, the Lord is not getting ready to hold back. The Lord is getting ready to deliver. The Lord is getting ready to what? To destroy this place. And everybody, we constantly warning you left and right. We're seeing that these nations are constantly right. We're seeing that the heathens are what? Are raging. They're what? Imagine a vain thing. And everybody, we are here. The end is near. And everybody, any given time. And everybody, always ask the Lord to have mercy upon you. Brakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. The water Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. Ask the Lord each and every day to guide you, build up your faith. You know what I'm saying? You know that the Lord protect you and guide you in these times of trouble. Because we are here. It is near. So now, let's start back up one moment. Ezekiel chapter 7, and we'll start back up at verse 10. Behold the day, behold the day, behold it come. The morning is gone forth. The rod that has blossomed, pride has budded. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of people are walking in what? In great pride. So great misery is getting ready to befall them. And everybody, hey, we are here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things are very covetous. A lot of people are very wicked. And everybody, the Lord is getting ready to set everything back into order. We constantly warning you left and right. We are here. So now, let's start back up. Ezekiel chapter 7, we'll start back up at verse 11. It said, violent is risen up unto a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, not of their multitude, nor of any of their, neither shall there be wailing for them. Let's read that again. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 11. Violence is risen up unto a rod of wickedness, and none of them shall remain, nor their multitude, nor any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. Verse 12. The time is come, the day draws near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for the wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. Verse 13. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. Verse 14, they have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude. And I about great death and great mourning is right upon. Judgment is at hand. And I about, hey, we're seeing that the end is getting nearer and nearer. Our salvation is very close that we yet believe. Let's start back up at Ezekiel chapter 7. We'll start back up at verse 15. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. And I about to, hey, famine, you know what I'm saying? Pestilence, you know what I'm saying? Food shortage, you know what I'm saying? Droughts. All these things are coming to pass left and right. They're going to only accelerate. And everybody, hey, we in these troubling times, this perilous time, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, hey, they're going to get worse and worse. And everybody, it's time to seek the Lord. So now let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. No, so like 2nd Ezra chapter 5. 2nd Ezra chapter 5. One little verse I want to get at. And verse 1. And it reads, said, nevertheless, as the coming of the tokens are the signs, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And out of that, hey, when those nukes go out, you know, people will be taken into what? A great number. You know what I'm saying? Billions of people are getting ready to die. But a lot of people still don't consider, still don't know the signs of the time, don't know what time we in, still are what? Relaxing, still are thinking that they're a good case. And out about, we're at the end. And out about, hey, it is near, it is at the door. So now let's start back up. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. One moment. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. And it reads, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. Verse 69, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden underfoot. So that everybody, you know what I'm saying, we in this time, you know what I'm saying, that great multitude is kindled over us, you know, Russia and China troops. Also, different Venezuela. So we have a lot of enemies, you know what I'm saying? The BRIC nations, you know what I'm saying? So everything is lining up just like clockwork. Ezekiel chapter 30 war is getting ready to come to pass. The Lord is gathering the nation. And not about we're here. That's why Biden said, no, things are getting ready to go Armageddon. So we is here. This is the end game. And not about once those missiles fly, it's all over. And not about we constantly one. And not about we'll rejoice because we know that once this kingdom fall, we know that we in our final rest. You know what I'm saying? The world without end, immortality, rulership, spiritual power. That's what we're waiting on each and every day through the spirit of power of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua. We are here. It is at the door. Anyone that can sit that take that, in your forehead or in your hand, you will be trodden underfoot. And not about it. Hey, it's time to seek the Lord. It's time to have the faith. Build up your faith. Don't doubt. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. In these times of trouble, you will have a stable mind. And not about it. Hey, we are here. It is at the door. It's constantly approaching, fastly. And not about any given time, all hell can break loose. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start back up at verse 7. It said, for there shall be in every place and in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, the elect. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Verse 72, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Verse 73, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire. And not about it. We are here. And not about it. So when that time come up, so a lot of people are going to be taken out of their house. A lot of people are going to be killed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women's going to be raped. Take to FEMA camp and feed you things being items, these guillotines, you know what I'm saying? These gas chambers, you know what I'm saying? These firing squad. So a lot of things that get ready to come to pass. A lot of people are going to be faint. They're going to be faint-hearted. They don't have the faith. They don't have the works. And out about they're going to line up and take that and you will be totally destroyed. And out about the end is near. And out about the Lord is only coming back for the 1/3 remnant, the house of David, the elect. And out about we're here. So we're getting tried as gold is tried in the fire. We're constantly getting perfected to that great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and hoping that we're part of the Hofa elect. And out about, hey, we cannot wait. Hey, man, all of the signs of the time, they are here. And out about, hey, man, we are very close. The end is near. So now, let's go to one moment. Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, one moment. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21, one moment. And it reads that, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. So that about it, the Lord accelerating time, because he knowing that this red devil, Esau, even also these heathen nations, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be dropping all these nukes and out about it. They would try to destroy the whole world. But the Lord is going to step in on our behalf. That supernatural intervention. So when the enemy coming like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up that stand. So, hey, we don't have anything to worry about. And out about the Lord said he will deliver. He will provide for it. And also he will sustain us in these times of trouble. And out about the end is near. And out about, hey, we know the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work, and we cannot wait. So now, let's start back up. Let's go to, let's get a quick precept. Let's go to Philippians chapter 2. Philippians chapter 2, a quick precept. One moment. Philippians chapter 2, one moment. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. One moment. And it reads, it said, wherefore, my beloved, as ye has always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And it's time, to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, because we are here. It is at the door. It's time to seek the Lord. It's time to meditate day and night. Ask the Lord to give you faith. Ask the Lord to build your strength. You know what I'm saying? Ask the Lord to have mercy upon you. And not about the door of repentance are closing. It's time to work out your own salvation. And not about it, you know what I'm saying? Everyone got to go in front of the judgment seat of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, whether it was good or bad. And not about it, hey, we all got to face him. And not about it, hey, the King of the universe is getting ready to return, and the end is near. So not about it, hey, it's time to seek the Lord. So now let's go back. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Jeremiah chapter 30. One moment. Jeremiah chapter 30 and let's start at verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. And it reads, ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Verse 7, at last, for that day is great, so that is none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, the house of David, the elect. And out about, we coming upon that time. The end is near. And out about it, hey, we coming upon what? That trouble that we have never seen before. We are here. And out about it, hey, it's time to what? To walk in what? In the spirit each and every day. You know, it's constantly meditate day and night. Ask the Lord to have mercy upon. We're living in these times, real time. So now, let's go back to the lesson. Let's go to one moment. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 5. One moment. Ephesians chapter 5. One moment. And verse 15. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse, one moment. Verse 15. And it reads, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And not about, we are in these times, that ill time of trouble. It is here. You know what I'm saying? Things are constantly what? Are picking up. Things are what? Escalating. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing that, you know, all of the signs of the times there. We're redeeming the time. What? We're measuring the time. What? Diligently in itself. And not about it. We are walking what? Circumspectly, knowing what time that we're in, our surrounding, who we deal with. And not about walk by the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? And not by sight. You know what I'm saying? Trust and believe. And Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and about you must have that discernment. And out about because we living in what? In these ill times. Times are very what? Dangerous. And out about we're living in some dangerous and also in some exciting times. And out about, hey, we are very excited because the Lord is getting ready to return. Whoo, we cannot wait. Immortality, rulership, spiritual power. So now, let's start back up. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 17. It said, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And out about it, hey, we understand what the will of the Lord is, to what to set things back in order and bring what righteousness upon this earth forever and forever. You know what I'm saying? Bring back that beautiful utopia. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to cleanse this place, and we cannot wait. The Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. Woo! We cannot wait. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go to 1 Peter. 1 Peter chapter 4. 1 Peter chapter 4, one moment. 1 Peter, one moment. 1 Peter, one moment. One moment. One moment. One moment. One moment. 1 Peter, one moment. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse, one moment. One moment. Verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. And it reads, but the end of all things is at hand. But ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Let's read that again. 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. But ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And that's what we need to do each and every day. Watch, pray each and every day, not ceasing. You know what I'm saying? And stay sober. Keep a sound mind in these times of trouble. Because we are living in the last days. We are here. The end is near. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom.